Why are men intimidated by powerful, successful, dynamite women? Why are women who are successful, have worked really hard to be where they are in life, why are men intimidated by them? And sometimes just can't be in a relationship with them because their career is in the shadow of their powerful dynamite woman's career. So today I'm going to talk about how women who are powerful dynamite women who have excelled in life, worked very, very hard, why it's so difficult for them to find a man that equally matches their energy, if not more. And this whole thing about men who get intimidated by powerful dynamite women, I'm going to share with you some things that are going on from the man's perspective and what you as a successful, beautiful woman can do to help balance these energies. Now, in no way am I asking you to change who you are or change how you do anything. I do not want you to make yourself small for anyone. You have worked hard to be where you are in life and be successful at what you do. You should absolutely be able to share it, talk about it, and have someone in your life who celebrates that right alongside with you. If a man cannot handle your success, and he cannot handle how important you are and the money you make, that is because, number one, he hasn't learned how to manage his emotions. Now, one of the tips to being a successful person in this world is you need to know how to manage your emotions. I think everything starts from this place, whether that is a healthy relationship or being a professional in your job field. Knowing how to process what you're feeling and respond in a way that is going to be productive to the outcome of the situation is key. And any man that walks away from you because your status is greater than his, or that he's focused on status, or he's insecure about your status and your success, has not learned how to manage and process his emotions. There's a good chance that he's not feeling so much like a man because you are powerful, dynamite, and successful. And that's really, unfortunately, for him to learn and cope with and learn how to deal with that. Or he can go find a woman who is going to be somewhere near his equal, if not a little bit under. And that is his business. You have to let men in and you have to let men out. So if you've encountered a man who doesn't know how to manage his emotions and he's really gotten in a huff over some made up argument so he can walk out of the relationship because you are incredibly successful, you have to just let him go and trust that he knows what is best for him. Now, this next tip is something that not everyone has. And there was an article recently with Oprah Winfrey that I read where she had originally said, anything that I've done, someone else can do. However powerful and well-known and successful I've become, anyone can do it. And later, she said, I don't think that that is true. Because here's the missing element. You have to be empowered to succeed, and not everyone has that. I was a YouTuber who started with 0 subscribers, and I kept working at what I was doing. I kept making videos, I kept learning more about my content, I kept working harder, and that took this desire in me to succeed. And not everyone has that. Not everyone wants to do the hard work. Not everyone wants to stay up and read and learn about technology or whatever it may be. So understand that you have been attracted to and you have attracted to you a man who is not empowered to succeed. Now you have that golden ticket inside of you. You have this magic inside of you. You have something inside of you that just stops at nothing. And not everyone has that. And in my opinion, I think a relationship really works best if one of you has that energy and vitality, and the other one has it somewhat, but not as much. I think that makes a great balance in a relationship. Because when both of you are superstars, well, just look to Hollywood to see how that works. When you have 2 superstars together, it usually doesn't last that long. Because I do believe just the energy, the masculine and feminine energy, cannot stabilize itself. So even though you're empowered to succeed, you feel great about yourself, you've been able to work hard, it doesn't mean that you can't have a partner who is also successful. So one of the things I want you to do as a powerful dynamite woman is I want you to be okay with your success. I want you to be proud about it. I want you to own it. If a guy comes over to your house and he's like, wow, I can't believe this house, I want you to be like, yeah, I worked really hard for this house and I love it. I want you to own it like a rock star, every bit of blood, sweat, and tears that it's taken to get you where you are. Own it and be proud about it. And if you love the finer things in life, whether that's designer handbags or a fancy car, or you have a second or third home, I want you to be able to own it proudly and be very, very proud of your accomplishments. Now, again, this isn't about flaunting it or going out of your way to show off these things, but it's about proudly owning who you are and owning that you like nice things. Be proud about it. And if he is not empowered to have the same success, so be it. Now, this next tip is about a successful person and the person who is intimidated by that person. I do believe the difference between these two people is that one person is very grateful for their progress and the other person is beating themselves up for their lack of progress. So if you are a powerful dynamite person and you have attracted to you someone not on the same level and they're intimidated by that, there's a good chance they're beating themselves up. They're speaking to them and using language that is not helping them get ahead. Now, we can all have that inner critic who says, you know what, did you play as hard as you needed to play in this game? Did you work as hard as you needed to on that report? We can all have that critic who can come in and coach us and really ask us, did you truly do your best? And we go, I don't think I did. And we succeed, we push to do better, right? So the difference between a successful person and a person who is intimidated by that is that person talks down to themselves. They don't believe they did the best they could, and they don't really know how, and they don't really want to. All right? So I want you to understand that you are just a different type of animal than this person. And if someone can't be in alignment with your values, that's perfectly okay. But whether or not they're intimidated and driven away by it has everything to do with their own self-esteem and their own self-worth and their own self-talk. Now, a few things that you can do to open up warmth and be an invitation to any man who might feel naturally a little intimidated by your success is to let him know that what he's feeling is totally okay. So if you observe that the bill comes for dinner and you decide to pay it and it's several $100s and his eyes get really big looking at the check, and he reaches for his credit card and you just really want this to be your treat, you can say, listen, I worked really hard to get where I am and it makes me so happy to be able to buy dinner tonight. Or if he makes a comment about an expensive handbag you have or an expensive car you have, again, own it and say, I am so flattered that you've noticed that. I've worked really hard to get where I am, and I'm very happy to have someone to share it with. It's really important that a man understands that he is a co-creator in a way to your life, and he is actually here to help balance that success. You may not be in a relationship right now, but you want to be in one, and you want to be in a relationship with someone who can really enjoy everything that you've done in life to get you to this place. So even if a man is not a high earner, or if he is a high earner and he's still intimidated, you need to seek out the characteristics in him that you really appreciate, that really give your life this wonderful, rich, juicy feeling that you're seeking in a relationship. So when you seek to find out what those things are, instead of focusing on his insecurity, that's when things take a much softer turn and you get into your feminine energy. Now, I will tell you, when I first met my husband, he was in the music industry and he's a published author. He was making a lot more money than I made, and I didn't really think anything of it. But at some point, I kept working hard at my career, and different turns were made in the music industry, and I began to out-earn him. And when I did feel a little shift in his energy. But then I found that he could do wonderful things to support me, such as help me set up my lights for a video, or make sure that I had water if I was, thirsty and doing a lot of filming that day. He found these little ways to support me, and I was able to tell him how wonderful those things feel. It's really important for a woman to share from her body how it feels with a man by using the word I feel. And you can say something like, I feel so supported. I feel so happy having you by my side. This feels so wonderful to share this together. And let him know what feels good inside of your body instead of focusing on his insecurities. All right, everyone, if this video has been helpful, please take a moment, hit the subscribe button, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Now, if you want to learn more about attracting what it is you truly want in a partner, I have a program called New Man Manifesto. This is a manifesting course that I have created. I have had wonderful success with it. It has helped create all kinds of wonderful marriages and long-term relationships. Go ahead and head on over, check out New Man Manifesto at my website, everheartcoaching.com. All right, until next time. Mwah.